everybody. Michelle here with ASAS Massage Education. A little special edition today. We actually have recorded this previously, so we're not live. So any questions that you might have, still put them in the chat. We'll check it out later, but we won't be able to answer them directly live at the moment. But no worries, we'll make sure we get back to you. If you have any questions about our guests and the content that we're talking about today, which I'm really excited about. So we have on today Dr. Stephen Brown, who is a local chiropractor, I believe in Gilbert, here in Arizona. And he has a unique perspective, I feel, being 20 years in the industry now, from chiropractor working with massage therapists and kind of talking about the relationship that there is right there and how it works really well and how we get massage therapists to work in chiropractic offices. So he has a really unique perspective on it. And so I wanted to bring him on and chat a little bit about it. So let's bring him on. Let's say hello, Dr. Brown.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for saying yes very enthusiastically to doing this. I'm really excited about that. Yes. So before we get into like your practice and some of the unique features about it, would you mind telling our viewers a little bit about yourself and how you got into the field of chiropractic to start off with?
Absolutely. I was actually in law school in 1989, a long time ago. And I was in so much pain from all my training injuries. I've always wanted to be bigger and stronger. And I was in so much pain, I could barely walk to class and carry my books in my bags. So I decided to drop out of law school. I went to chiropractic school, and I've been doing chiropractic since 1994. So.
Wow. That's really amazing. Has it always been here in Arizona?
Yeah, I went to chiropractic school in St. Louis, but couldn't stand the weather. It's too cold. So I moved out here immediately, and I love it now.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. That's so great. So you have your practice now here. And so one of the things that I think, I don't know, makes you unique in a sense, because many chiropractors have massage therapists, but you have a long-standing massage therapist in your office, correct?
Yes, we do. My office manager, Olivia, has been with me since 2011. She also manages the office, and she's been a massage therapist for over 20 years.
Okay.
So she actually manages the massage therapy program and hires and, takes care of the personnel for me. So she runs the massage program for me. So it's nice to have a massage therapist in charge of other massage therapists to make sure we're comfortable.
Yes, absolutely. And I would imagine that adds a sense of peace and a part of understanding and a great relationship too for your other therapists in a way, because they're like, you get what we're saying and feeling and going through.
Yeah, one of the things I hear from massage therapists who work in chiro offices, they feel kind of alone sometimes. They're the only massage therapist there. And sometimes the chiropractor doesn't really believe in massage or soft tissue work. He just sees the massage as another profit center, which it is. But it's also, these are healthcare providers in your office, and you have to take it into account and treat them accordingly. So we've always done that. And I'm a certified trigger point therapist myself. And I used to do massage therapy. In Missouri, massage used to be an unlicensed profession, which I think is a bad idea. But at the time it was, so I could actually do massages and get paid for those. So I've been doing massage, doing trigger point therapy, and hiring massage therapists for 27 years. So massage is the bigger part of our practice as the adjustment.
Wow, that's amazing. In your practice, do you have a lot of like prepping the patient a little bit for like a shorter session before they get adjusted, or is it kind of independent or a little combination?
A lot of practices do that. They have the 15-minute seated chair massages and so forth. We don't do that. So nothing wrong with that. But we do, our massage sessions are either an hour and a half, or 2 hours.
Okay.
And fully equipped massage therapy rooms. We provide everything for the patients. There's nothing wrong with those shorter massages. Occasionally we'll do a half an hour if someone's late or something.
Yeah.
We want it to be more like a fully professional massage therapy service, the way we do it. So.
Oh, that's awesome. And have you always had massage in your practice, or is that something you saw right away the value of working with therapists?
I started my own place in 1997. I hired a massage therapist the first day.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay. And so we had a few things that we want to talk about here, but first, what makes working in a chiropractic setting a great choice for a massage therapist, or what would be the ideal kind of therapist that does well in the chiropractic setting.
Yeah, like any relationship, the two people have to be right for each other.
Mm-hmm.
So a massage therapist who wants to do mostly energy work and different things like that may not be a good fit for most chiro offices, because most chiro offices are looking for neuromuscular work, so they can bill out to insurance as 97124 and 97140, these codes that we use.
Yeah.
And Olivia is a Reiki master. She is into energy work. We believe in energy work. Nothing wrong with that. But it's just not a service that we provide, and it's not a service you can bill insurance for.
Right.
So a lot of chiropractors stick with more of the neuromusculoskeletal type work. So deep tissue, myofascial release, trigger point therapy, stretching, pin and stretch, these type of things we do. And that's how we run our office. And it's mostly neuromuscular type work in the office.
Okay, that's awesome. And so in your practice, do you do a lot of collaboration with the massage therapist and talk about common goals? And how does that look on a day-to-day in your practice?
Yeah, the massage therapist, I said, in my office, the massage therapists are providers just like me. I will review MRIs and x-rays with them, answer their questions about the clients, give them any tips they need. Now, in our office, we have a 20-year licensed massage therapist, Olivia, so she gives them most of the mentoring in our office for the younger therapist or newer therapist. But yeah, I'm always available to talk to them, questions they have about the patients, about the clients, and they're just as much a part of the office provider-wise as I am. They're not just an employee in the back room, which is how I see a lot of massage therapists get treated in chiropractic offices.
Yeah.
And I actually, before Olivia worked for me, she came from an office like that. So, and so that's she's worked out really well, because she's always wanted to do medical massage therapy. That's the term we use for what we use. A lot of people use that term, medical massage. We're not a medical office, but it is massage therapy done under the supervision of a doctor who can diagnose, who can review MRI findings with the therapist if they need. So it's in that medical type setting we do things.
Okay, that's awesome. So you did bring up working for a chiropractic setting that wasn't ideal. So let's talk about that a little bit, because I know, like I said, I've been in the field as well as 20 years, and I've definitely see hit or miss with really great offices and ones that I feel might take advantage of the massage therapist and perhaps don't pay very well. So can you talk about some of the things that you see that maybe is not the best fit for somebody if wanting to grow professionally as a therapist in that setting?
Yeah, I've had that question. I do this. I lecture on chiropractic massage therapy careers in chiropractic offices at ASMT and SWEHA and some other schools in town too. Glendale Community College for Michael Tapscott over there. And the question we usually get is, how will the therapies be treated in the office? Some chiropractors, they may be very good chiropractic offices, but they just see the massage therapist as a profit center, another way to get a few more bucks in the door and bring a few more patient in. So they take the smallest room in the office, sometimes a closet almost, convert it to a massage room where the therapist can barely stand around the table. And that's what they do. And the therapist is not on their website. The massage services are just kind of an add-on. It's not a freestanding service in the office. And some chiropractors, they may be great chiropractors, but they won't even let someone be a massage patient in their office if they don't get adjusted while they're there. In our office, you can come in and get a massage and never see me at all if you would like. So it's a freestanding service. Now, if there is insurance involved, I do have to do exams and checkups and so forth. But your insurance will pay for a massage without any adjustment. Some chiropractors kind of put that out there that way. Now, the chiropractor still has to meet with you and examine you and diagnose you, but you can get a massage without getting adjusted in a chiropractic office. There's no requirement. You have to get adjusted to get that massage covered.
Interesting.
So that's the way we do it in our office. And some chiropractors do underpay, I think, the massage therapist. So I would say basically underpayment, and also the way they run the massage. We have 15 minutes between each massage. You have to take the room apart, get the room ready for the next person, use the restroom, have something to eat, ask the doctor a question about the next patient. There's 15 minutes there. I see so many offices, and you probably have too, they schedule no time between massages. And they say, well, you don't need no, you need time. There has to be time to do that. What happens is that an hour massage turns into a 50-minute massage. And the patients paid for an hour. They want, and so we give the full hour. Full hour is 60 minutes in our office, 15 minutes between. There's a break room. So the massage therapists are not treated like slave labor in our office. They're
Yeah.
and they have all, we arrange their time so that they can perform their job correctly.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you have it set up in your office as like an employee situation, or is it kind of
Yeah.
okay?
We always do employees.
Yeah.
Independent contractor, people argue about that all day long.
Right.
My understanding is to truly, and I'm a member of some of the Facebook massage therapy groups. I've seen you in there. A true independent contractor rents a room and that's it. Nothing else. You get an empty room and you provide all your stuff, everything on the wall.
Right.
You schedule your own appointments. You have your own phone line. That's a true independent contractor.
Yeah.
And there's ways to modify that to some degree, I believe, legally.
Right.
But if you're working in an office where they're providing everything and scheduling your patients for you, you are not an independent contractor.
Yeah.
You're an employee. So we keep it like that because it's much easier, I think, for the massage therapist. Our massage therapists just bring their hands to work. That's it. Provide everything else, and we pay a little more than average. So it's a pretty good deal for the therapist in our office, as long as they want to do this type of work.
Right.
Some does want to do more energy work. Some people actually prefer kind of the more fast-paced massage NB type environment, and there's nothing wrong with that. But some people like the joint for chiropractic too. It's just a different business model.
Yeah.
So we take it a little slower, take more time with people, and that's worked for us. We just use employees in our office. So.
That's wonderful. And I think the majority of people that I see and the majority of ads I see for people hiring is this misclassified employee situation. And I feel like so many people don't understand it. And I've been in the situation myself where I was getting paid, a certain cut per massage and doing my own taxes and everything. But particularly with a chiropractor, if you're billing insurance, it has to be an employee situation.
Yeah, that is a very good point. If you're working for a chiropractor and they are billing out your services, you must be an employee of that chiropractor. And it does happen the other way. And it's all fun and games until somebody gets a payroll audit. The payroll audit comes in and they find out how things are going. And the payroll audit, you will have to pay back payroll taxes if they reclassify you. You may get reported to the board, the massage therapy board, and the chiropractic board.
Yeah.
So it's very important. An independent contractor has to be set up very, very carefully. And I think the office can do a few things for the independent contractor, but it's really, it's their own business, just renting space from you in a true relationship, as I understand it. So.
Yeah. And do you feel, because sometimes I think it's just a lack of education. Do you think that's more of what's going on in other offices where it's misclassified? Or, I mean, I guess we're going down a real rabbit hole and could get into a little bit of trouble, like, not trouble, but, kind of smack talking people or something. But do you think it's more miseducation, or do you think it's like, well, we don't have to pay as much now?
I think that it's put it this way. Some of the business owners are looking to just get cheaper help, yes, but you have to follow the rules to get the the help you want. The other thing I think is not just chiropractors, but massage therapists and other healthcare practitioners don't get much business education in school. Do you guys have maybe a business class or a practice management class?
We do, yeah.
But it's never enough, is it?
No, it's always a challenge, and we bring it up on this live stream all the time, and it's a challenge because some people are going to do the independent thing, some people are doing the employee things. We kind of find a middle ground, and
we had a business class in Chiro school as well. It was 1 semester or 2, and it's never enough because to really explain the details about how an independent contractor works, how an employee works, how businesses run, it's hard to do in 1 or 2 semesters. And I also think some of the students, in their headspace, they're worried about getting a job and working. They're not even focused on maybe having a business someday.
Right.
So by the time they open their own business a few years later, everything that you taught them, they've kind of floated out of their head, and they get into a bad situation, and they get in trouble with the IRS. So the more business education, the better, I think. And I think you really can't do enough of it. It's because almost all schools have at least 1 business class, and the more the better. But as far as the providers, if a businessman or businesswoman is in practice, they should know better. I mean, once you start your business, you are responsible for that. So that's why there's no excuse for someone hiring someone as an IC when they should be an employee and this and that. There may be inexperienced employee, but the business owner has no excuse.
Yeah, yeah, it's very true. And I wish that more and more people would understand that and get on the straight and narrow and
Yeah.
take care of it. Because I know for me, if I'm an employee and I'm getting paid a reasonable rate and I got, I know what's coming up, I know what's
Mhm.
provided for me, I'm going to be a happier employee and I'm going to want to work longer at this place and
Mhm.
feel
Oh,
safe and
oh, right.
and part of a team and
hmm
everything. Yeah.
Something I wanted to ask you about too and bring up is I wrote an article one time about massage therapy in the chiropractic office. Sent you a copy of that. And one
Yeah,
thing
I saw it. It's
yeah,
amazing.
and one thing I mentioned in the article, I put it on LinkedIn, one of those LinkedIn posts, was
Mhm,
that we allow our massage therapists to accept tips in our office, and we do
mhm,
medical massage therapy. I
mhm,
had a whole crowd of people yelling that it was inappropriate to tip a medical massage therapist.
mm,
We've always allowed our therapists to get tips. So I'm not
mhm,
sure if that's a standard in the industry or not, but we've always allowed tips, cash, check, or credit card for our massage therapy.
mhm. Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
I don't see any reason why you wouldn't tip in a medical and massage therapy setting. So we've always done it that way. And our
Yeah.
massage therapist will make you a couple $100 a week in tips sometimes. So
Wow.
like you were saying there too, as far as job satisfaction, it's not all about money, but the more money you make, the better. And if they
Right.
make a few extra $100 in tips, they're happier. I've got a happier employee, so why
Mhm,
wouldn't I? But I guess there are places out there who won't allow medical massage therapists to
mhm.
receive tips, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I know 'cause I've worked in a chiro setting. I know a lot of my clients didn't even think it was a thing because they weren't used to doing that. So
Yeah, and
where I
sometimes
work though,
we remind people. We say, "Would you like to tip the therapist?" And they say, "Oh,
hmm
can we do that?" They want to tip the therapist.
yeah,
People want to tip their therapist because
yeah,
if you were just doing 15-minute chair massages, I could see their point. Maybe not tip that,
hmm
but for a full hour, 90 minutes, or 2 hours of quality
hmm
massage by a licensed therapist, I think that's a tippable service.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a service that you're providing, even though
Mm-hmm.
it's medically related. But
Right.
you said you're in those Facebook groups. I'm sure you see that fight all
Yeah.
happen all the time to
Mhm.
tip or not to tip.
Right.
And I'm
Mhm.
I'm like on the healthcare team, so I don't get tip, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's exhausting. It's all people fighting all the time and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah. So speaking of the article, that was really interesting. I read the outdated rules that you sent and then how you
Yeah.
corrected them.
Yeah.
And I can imagine this article. It was very very
Yeah.
controversial at the time about creating a profitable massage therapy program.
Yeah.
Um, but what was the other? Oh, the one line I love. I found LMTs will work harder for you at $20 per hour than 60. I how is
Yeah.
how?
That's Dr. Riccio. I've never met him, but that was what he put out there, and not
Mhm,
many chiropractors said much about it. But the massage therapists weren't happy with it for very good reasons.
mhm,
Just so we pay our massage therapists $30 an hour once they are fully licensed and certified, plus
mhm,
sometimes $200 a week in tips, and they all seem pretty
mhm,
happy with that. And if you want to make more than that, then you should start your own business. I think that's pretty good,
mhm.
for an
Yeah,
employee position when everything is
yeah.
provided. So.
Yes, and that's what I tell students all the time. I said the be all end all, it doesn't have to be your own business. Some people
Mhm.
aren't made out to be business
No, they're
owners,
not. No, they're not.
and that's okay. It's not a fault. It's just a different trajectory.
Mhm.
And I tell them there is something to be said to be able to show up, like you said, just bring your hands
Yeah.
and that's it. Like you don't need to do anything else. And not
Yeah.
the thing I hated because I mostly just see friends and family now because I have this
Right.
role. But the thing I hated was follow-ups, no-show follow-up calls.
Mhm.
All that stuff, that scheduling things and the rescheduling. I'm like, I don't
Mhm.
have time for this. I need an assistant.
Yeah.
And to have someone else do all that
Yes.
is worth the
Yeah.
the amount that you're saving from the headaches. And
And,
then yeah, the overhead is totally different.
and when you're young and you're not a business owner yet, or new rather, it's hard
Mhm,
to see that. But once you've been in practice for a while as a therapist or a chiropractor, you start to see the
mhm,
difference there. Another thing you mentioned was no-show fees. We do charge a
mhm.
no-show fee,
Oh,
and
wow.
the no-show fee goes in. People are asking me, what should we look for in an employer? And get somebody who's going to give you something for the no-shows. We give the therapist the entire no-show fee, or at least I recommend at least half the no-show fee, something.
Mhm.
We do have some clients. We treat a lot of veterans under the Veterans Community Care Program,
Okay.
and legally under that program, we can't charge the veteran a no-show fee. So the
Mm,
therapist just has to agree that we're going to have to eat that one just like we eat that
yeah.
one. But
Right.
most of the time, we will charge the fee, and the therapist will get the fee. So I always say look for that too when you're looking for a position, because unfortunately, if we have a busy day and we have 12 massage sessions scheduled, sometimes half of them have to cancel for some reason. Sometimes
Yeah.
good reasons, not just bad reasons.
Right. You don't want sick people in the office and
Yeah,
things.
so we try to compensate the therapist whenever we can for a no-show, and I would recommend look for that wherever you work.
Yeah. Oh, that's really smart. Yeah, that's awesome. One of the other rules from this article, we're talking about only hiring female therapists, and I loved your
Yeah,
rebuttal to it,
Mhm.
that it has to be the right fit
Right,
therapist,
like
right?
anything, right?
Yeah.
We've hired lots of male therapists over the years, and they've been great
Mhm.
therapists.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, the only drawback I see on male therapists, and it's not anyone's fault, is some people won't see a male therapist. A
Mhm.
lot of
Mhm.
females don't want to have a male touching them. A lot of males don't
Mhm.
want a male touching them. So, for better or worse, that is the way the world is. It's
Yeah.
unfair, and nothing we can do about it.
Mhm.
If we do hire a male therapist, we usually get, if we have 3 therapists in the office, we'll have 2 females and 1 male, just so
Mhm.
there's that option there for them. But
Yeah.
hiring 1 male is tough. And as far as what the article mentioned was that some male therapists touch patients inappropriately. Well, yeah, well, don't hire those people. It's not real hard
Mhm.
to weed them out or fire them right away.
Right.
And even some female therapists have done that as well. So it's not unique to
Mhm.
men or anything else. You
Mhm.
have to interview well and hire the right people either way.
Yeah. Yeah. So for your, and maybe I'm jumping ahead a little bit too, but it made me think of the
Okay.
interviewing and
Mhm.
hiring people.
Right.
Your interview process, do you do a practical interview as well with your
Yeah,
potential therapist?
Olivia takes care of the interview process. So
Mhm.
we usually use Indeed. That's it's no charge. And almost everybody, if you're not on Indeed, and ZipRecruiter takes Indeed's ad and reposts them anyway. So if you're on
Oh.
Indeed, you're everywhere.
Mhm.
So we check their resume, we vet their social media to make sure that nothing inappropriate there.
Mhm.
And some interviewees don't like that, but you put that out there publicly, and we can see it, and your clients will see it,
Right.
and they will mention it to us. So
Yeah.
and so, your therapist has this on social media. It reflects
Mhm.
on the office.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with having racy things on your social media, but if you want to get a job, you better make that private. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So we check their resume, check their social media. Olivia does a phone call. If she
Mhm.
likes the phone call, they come in and do a practical. They have to work on Olivia once, and maybe a few more of the therapists too, but at least one with Olivia. She's been in
Mhm.
practice 20 years, and she can make a judgment call usually with one massage on that one. So.
Yeah.
And we
Mhm.
currently have a good ASIS graduate in our office right now, Amber, and she's doing good.
Yeah. I'm so excited to hear that.
Yeah,
We loved Amber. She was great.
yes,
Yeah, powerhouse, silent but deadly.
yeah.
She,
Well,
so she's great.
another thing to bring up too is I see this in the Facebook chat rooms as well.
Mhm.
Some people are very upset that chiropractors can hire a non-licensed person and have
Mhm.
them do massage in their office, and they can legally bill it out if they have the proper certification and so forth.
Mhm.
Um, Again, and one person mentioned that person should be reported to the board for hiring that person. Unfortunately, that is legal. I mean, that is the way it is
Mhm.
set up legally.
Yeah.
I think because the massage therapy board wasn't in place when some of these other boards were in place,
Mhm.
so you guys didn't get the unique right to use the 97124 code and other things, which
Mhm.
probably should have happened. But as long as a chiropractor is properly licensed and certified, they could hire anyone to do massage in their office and bill for it,
Mhm.
which is a super bad idea. And I hope no one does it, but probably some people do.
Yeah.
The most we will do is we will sometimes hire, like Amber came to see us. She wasn't quite graduated, didn't have her license yet. So she
Mhm.
worked under my license for several months until she had her own. We'll go that far,
Mhm.
but that's as far as
Mhm.
we're. They have to be a
Yeah.
massage student working on their license. And if
Mhm.
they somehow refuse to get their license, then they're not going to be working for us anymore.
Yeah.
Because the catch is a chiropractor can hire someone unlicensed to do massage for them, and they can bill it out as long as it's done correctly. The catch is if
Mhm.
I go on vacation for 2 weeks, they can only work when I am supervising them.
Mhm.
That means is in the building, not in the room, but I have to be on site. So if
Right.
I'm on vacation for 2 weeks, they can't touch a patient without me in the building. Now, once a
Mhm.
massage therapist has their own license, they can work whether I'm there or not. So we
Mhm.
might hire somebody temporarily who's unlicensed, but we
Yeah.
want the licensed people. One, because it's the right thing to do; they're better,
Mhm.
and two, because I want to go on vacation occasionally, and we can run massage while I'm gone and still be open and see patients.
Right.
So that is a legal thing to do. I know that massage
Mhm.
therapists don't like it. I don't like it either. I think you guys should have the right. That 97124 code should be your code.
Mhm.
Only you guys should
Mhm.
be able to fill that out. There's still other codes. We could bill out 97140 and other codes too.
Mhm.
But we have our code. We have the manipulation code. The
Right.
DOs have their code. you guys should have your code too. That's going to be a lot of work on your profession's part to lobby legislatures and so forth.
Yeah. And there's so
But
much infighting in our profession. I don't see it
there is.
ever kind of happening because
Yeah,
people want the cash system. Don't tell me what to do. That.
yeah.
So,
Same thing in our profession.
yeah.
Chiropractors and massage therapists have more in common than they think.
Yeah.
They're kind of both independent thinking people, and getting independent thinking people to cooperate in a unit is a challenge sometimes. But yeah, so we will occasionally hire an unlicensed person, but that means a person who is awaiting their license, not just some person off the street who's not even a massage therapist.
Yeah.
But some chiropractors do that, and I wish they would not do that.
Yeah, that's what we have. Our program has been approved for the chiropractic assistant certification. So,
so extremely helpful.
Yes. So some of our students, that's what they do, because licensing can take up to 6 months sometimes, depending on what cycle they're in and all this. So if they want to work right away, we suggest that to them. Find a great chiropractor to work for, and you can do it as a CA, and then you get your license, and then all the doors open. So
your program emphasizes this. It's not just, you have to get your license with the massage board, but then you have to be registered with the chiropractic. So there's a couple of steps there, and we walk our employees through it. But it's a process. But once it's in place, I think it's a win-win situation for the therapist and the chiropractor.
Yeah.
But it just takes a while to get there. Once you get there, it works really well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wonderful. I think it's great. I have a couple students interested. We have recently sent out your information that you were looking for somebody. So trying to help a couple of them with their resumes and such. So they always need help with that. It's always it's a challenge though, right? Because they're like, well, how do I get a resume when I'm in school, and what do I put? And so what are some highlights on that you see for resumes that you're like either no thank you, or we got to talk to this person?
Yeah, the initial resume is a big way to weed people out. The first thing what I look at is their email address. If their email address is michellcadero@gmail.com, that's fine. But if it's michelle@sexybitch.com, it's not going to work.
I think I'm going to try that one.
Yeah, it might work for something. But you want to be professional in your entire resume. Your email address, the spelling, the grammar. If you don't have much experience, you'd be surprised. We can talk to you and do an interview massage and see what your talent is. Experience, I would say over half the massage therapists we've hired have started before they had their license as students. We can pick a talented student out. If you are a talented massage therapy student, employers will know it. At least somebody who takes the time to get a massage from you. Some people just hire you without any interview massage, which I think is interesting. But the talent is what has to come through in the interview. So if your resume is short with not much experience, we kind of expect that. I mean, you just graduated. We don't expect a lot of experience. But we do expect a professional resume, the professional, because a lot of people still don't like that we vet their social media. They think it's none of our business, but you put it out there, so it's there.
Right.
And like if you go to any type of healthcare school, like medical schools run a full criminal background check on people. And sometimes we've even done that in the past too, if there's easy and expensive ways to do that. So your resume and what you put out there publicly gets evaluated. And your actual experience, as long as you're a good therapist and you're professional, you'll be in the door, experience or no experience.
Oh, that's great advice. I love that. So does your office have like a few part-time therapists? Is that normal what you see, or how does that work?
We hire part-time if we have to. We prefer full-time therapists.
Okay.
Because in our office, it's all massage is a very personal service. It's like it's two people in a room together working on certain things. But especially in a medical office, they're not just coming in to relax or de-stress. They've got actual problems. They've got severe lower back pain. They've got stuff diagnosed on MRI. They've got neck pain. They've got migraines. They've got injuries they've never been able to heal from. So it's even more personal in a way.
Yeah.
So we do want them to get the same therapist every time they come in, or at least a selection of 1, 2, or 3 therapists. And you have a lot of part-timers in there. It just gets harder to maintain that level of personal service. So we go for the full-timers whenever possible.
Okay. And what is full-time for you? Like 5 days a week, 5 hours a day, or?
We are open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and every other Saturday. Okay. So a full week with a Saturday would be 21 1-hour massages per week.
Okay.
And Olivia will step in and do a few massages because she manages the office, but she's a massage therapist at heart, so she has to do massage or she will go insane like everyone. So she does massage 2 or 3 shifts a week in our spare room there. We
Okay.
have 3 rooms set up for massage and 2 rooms dedicated just for massage. And we
Wow.
try to have the rooms be interchangeable. So if I'm out of town, we could have 3 massage therapy sessions going all day while I'm gone. So a full week could be 21 one-hour sessions or the equivalent of that. And that's usually all deep tissue, myofascial release, stretching. It's work. We very rarely have someone come in for relaxing pet massage massage. One, because people expect, they're here in a doctor's office for a condition. And 2, because insurance won't pay for that anyway. Insurance only covers diagnosed things. There's no insurance coverage for relaxing massage, unfortunately. Maybe there should be. But I think that would help a lot of people. But yeah, you have to have a condition in order to bill insurance for it. So we rarely do it. If someone wants to come in and pay cash for relaxing massage, we can do that.
Okay.
Once or twice a year, maybe. But it's mostly a lot of hard physical myofascial release, deep tissue work in our office.
Okay. Oh, I'm curious too. We have a sister school that focuses on lymphatic studies. Is lymphatic work like a manual lymph drainage? Is that also something that can be done if the therapist learned that?
That's something that I have. I know a little about, but not a lot about. And patients do come in maybe once or twice a year wanting that for maybe an immune system condition or to get water off and so forth. So that's a service we provide, but we don't do it that often. Mostly it's more trigger point work, deep tissue work. But lymphatic massage, my understanding is that you barely touch the patient in a true lymphatic massage. It's very light touch because you're trying to
skin level. Right.
Yeah. So we don't do a lot of that, but the therapists are trained in that if it needs to be done. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious because I know people use it for like post-surgical rehab and things like that to kind of move fluids and things.
A lot of that stuff I think gets done in physical therapy offices because if you had that type of a major surgery, you're probably having some PT and they might have someone doing 15 minutes lymphatic here and there in the PT.
Yeah. Okay.
So we see it occasionally, and it is usually post-surgical or post-pregnancy or the last semester when you're retaining water in the legs and so forth.
Yeah.
Or some people are taking medications that make them retain a lot of water. So we will do that occasionally, but it's not the main focus of our office, but it's something that does.
Okay. I'm curious. Oh, awesome. Let's see what else did we also make sure we covered everything on your checklist because it was so thorough. With the different types of sessions that we do, how to get hired, and the resume is super important. Ooh, the one that you mentioned here, I think is so important. And it's a big pet peeve of mine too. Applicants who don't have voicemail or their voicemail is full.
Yeah, we have been hiring for 3 months now for a therapist. The therapist that left was Sweeha graduate, great therapist, but just got married and moved across the country. Gave us 2 months notice.
Wow.
It's been 3 months now. We're still not hired anyone. And the main thing we're getting, I think maybe you have an idea of this. I think because of COVID, a lot of people maybe retired from massage during COVID because before COVID, we put an Indeed out and have 200 resumes the next morning. Yeah. Now we're lucky if we get one. So I don't think a lot of people aren't in the profession anymore. And also, but again, if you put your phone number on your resume, you have to, we're assuming we can call you with that number. If the voicemail is not set up or the voicemail is full, we can't hire you if we can't talk to you and can't get a hold of you.
Yeah.
And I had one person that we message, sometimes I'll even message them on Indeed. Indeed has a messaging function. Don't even check that. And one person told me, I just do this by email only. Well, you should put that on your resume. If you are going to be hired by email only, there's no sense in putting your phone number on your resume. As well, just make a note, please contact me by email. That would be fine. But you got to do that. You can't, if you put your phone number on your resume, it better be a number that your clerk can call. That's what we've seen lately is not that many applicants. Maybe they've dropped out of the profession. And the ones that are out there now are just very difficult. I guess I would call it professionalism. You put that resume out there, you've got to be willing to be contacted by the means advertised on the resume.
Yeah. I guess they want to be text. I don't know. I know it's a different time and everyone's different. I hate answering the phone too, but if I'm wanting a job, I am answering every phone call that's coming my way.
We haven't gone the texting route, like some companies have. But again, if that's what you want, you'd better put that on the resume. Please text me at this number. If somebody wants to do that, they will do that. But you have to communicate that in the resume. The resume is this one piece of paper. And I always recommend keep it at one piece of paper. Even if you've been in practice several years and you have a lot of experience, anything more than one piece of paper usually goes right in the trash. I mean, just give us your greatest hits,
Yeah.
And if I have 2 versions of my resume is, 20 pages long, all the stuff I've done. But when I send out a 1-page version first, 1 or 2. If they want more information, then they can have the full resume with all my experience and seminars and stuff. But get it down to 1 page, because they want to see 1 page, greatest hits. If they want more information, they'll ask for it. So.
Okay. What do you think about cover letters?
We do ask for one.
Okay.
Our process is we ask for a cover letter, a 1-page cover letter, and a 1-page resume in Microsoft Word format or PDF format. Now, the reason we ask for that is really just to see if they can follow instructions. If we don't get the cover letter, it doesn't really matter what's in the cover letter. We just want to see if they can follow instructions and do it. The 14-page resume, that's not what we ask for. If they send it in a format we can't order, that's not what we ask for. We can't open, rather, because Word and PDF, we can open those. You get these bizarre formats, we can't even open your resume.
Yeah.
So we make it a real simple process, but the hiring process starts when you respond to that ad. This is what we ask, this certain thing, because in the office, and this is hard for chiropractors and massage therapists, being independent-minded people to begin with. In working in an office, there are procedures to follow. The massages start and end on time.
Right.
And we had some therapists. I was talking to the client and went over, well, it can't run over. There's someone waiting for you. I've had therapists who, in office, there's, we try to keep the rules simple, but there are rules. And they're telling me, we want to do our massages barefoot. No, you can't do massages barefoot. Well, I have to have a tapestry and incense burning for my massages. You can't burn incense in a medical office. People have allergies. So, there's certain steps you have to follow. So we start with the interview process. Please send us 1-page cover letter, 1-page in this format. And if you can do that, then we look at it. And it's just a matter of seeing who's the type of person who can follow procedures and who can't. And if you're somebody who doesn't follow procedures, that's fine, but just you maybe should be working on your own in a less structured environment.
Right. That's the thing. It's like, that's not a wrong thing, but it's a wrong for this thing. Right. Yeah. So
exactly.
Yeah, everyone's got their own drums and all that too. So yes. I know it's funny. We actually we have barefoot classrooms because we do a lot of floor work with the carpeting and things like that. But we let our students know not every place is going to allow you to be barefoot. So
and especially in a medical setting, an acupuncture setting, there's needles in this office.
Oh, right.
You don't want to step on one. You don't want dropped on your toe. Things like that. Things happen. There's kids in the office. People bring their dogs in the office. Got service dogs and so forth.
Yeah.
So procedures like that just have to be followed in a licensed healthcare business. In a freestanding house call business or working out of your back room, you can be a little more leisure with some things like that. So.
Right. Yeah. Makes complete sense. Can you follow directions and maybe you'll fit well into our place. You mentioned that you do get questions when you go to the other schools. Is there anything that you've gotten often, a question that we haven't covered yet that you want to address?
Most of the students have questions about the type of employment I see or employee and the type of things we do in the office. So it's mostly myofascial release, deep tissue, but also all of our massages include gua sha, scraping therapy, and the cupping therapy. Do you teach those at ASS?
We teach cupping, not gua sha.
Okay. So if somebody has not had cupping or gua sha in their training, we train them on it, and Olivia can mentor them on that. Nice. And we include that in the massage at no extra charge. There's no upcharge for that.
I love that.
Because we look around at these different spas and they have a nice price for an hour massage, but then if you want deep tissue, that's an extra $5. You want to cup me. You want us to actually press on you hard, that's going to be an extra $10,
Right.
So we include that in the massage. I don't think we don't upcharge for anything. So everything's included in there. Just vacuum cupping. We don't do the fire cupping because my understanding is that's outside your guys' scope of practice anyway, the fire. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah. No one would insure us if we did that. So most of our students do I have one in front of me, the silicone.
That's what we use. Yeah.
So,
and I'm a certified acupuncturist as well. So cupping is within my scope of practice for that, but I let the massage therapist do all the cupping. And fire cupping is outside my scope of practice too. So there's no fire cupping in the office. And some of the students don't know what cupping or gua sha is in some of these schools. So we train them on that and they have questions about that. And we provide all that in the office, the cups, the scraping. We use a lot of lot of jade, the pink
Oh yeah.
jade and jade, which is great. But if you drop it, it shatters into a million
Oh
pieces.
yeah.
So we also have the platinum and titanium ones
Oh,
that
yeah,
are
I
much
saw you had the
better.
Graston logo on your website. So
I
that's
am a
awesome.
certified Graston provider, and
Mhm.
actually Olivia is a certified Graston specialist. She
Oh
has more
wow.
Graston than I do. And so we do have the Graston tools in the room, and we train the therapist on the gua sha tools for sure. Now,
Mhm.
Graston is a trademarked
Right.
product. So if they
Yeah.
want to use the Graston tools, they have to take the seminar.
Yeah.
And we did that for a few therapists, but I think that's a great thing to add, and that's
Mhm.
something we probably would upcharge for. If somebody wanted an hour of really concentrated massage combined with Graston, we
Yeah.
probably would charge more for that because I think all massage therapists should have some Graston certification, but that costs a good $300-$600. It takes a weekend of time, so we would charge extra
Yeah.
for that, and probably would pay extra for that too. So that's
Mhm.
one upcharge we would do for the Graston. So.
Okay. Yeah. It's really cool. I've seen the sets and I'm like, ooh, it's so shiny. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
they are very pretty and very expensive. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I have heard that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's awesome that you have all that. Do you also see a lot of pre and postnatal clients
Yeah,
at your
I,
office?
I wouldn't say a lot, but we have our share.
Mhm.
We treated a lady for acupuncture can sometimes turn a breech baby. So
Mhm.
I did that yesterday, as a matter of fact. So I'll
Oh
see her
wow.
again tomorrow and see if that baby is turning.
Nice.
But we do a lot of labor induction, acupuncture labor induction, and that works as long as a baby can come out. It will normally come out within a day when you do that kind of thing. So
Awesome.
while these people are in our office, they can also see the massage therapist and a lot of I think we do quite a bit of pregnancy massage. Actually, I think
Mhm.
about, especially the third trimester when they're
Yeah.
miserable and your legs are bloated and you're in pain.
Yeah.
And and it goes along with the acupuncture stuff that we do. So yeah,
Oh, cool.
that's more common than I think about it. We'll have at least one pregnant person in the office at any one time, sometimes more than one. And the
Nice.
fertility work is a big deal too because the acupuncture increases fertility, but blood
Mhm.
flow increases fertility. So massage can help too. So we always get them in there as well. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
I love it. What a well-rounded practice. I see. I was snooping on your website. You had naturopathic doctor as well.
Yes. Now he was with us for a long time, but he's no
Mhm.
longer in the office because we
Okay.
moved to a smaller office, and there's just
Mhm.
no room for another doctor there like that. And
Okay.
the reason we had to move is we had a big, beautiful office by Mercy Gilbert Medical Center with 5 massage rooms in it.
Wow.
We all we could find was this big space, so we figured we'll just have 5 massage rooms. But we
Mhm.
could never find 5 massage therapists. It is
Oh,
very rough out there.
yeah.
We're lucky if we could get 2 at a time. So the new office has 2 full-time massage rooms, one room that can be a massage room. And
Mhm.
once we find another therapist, then we'll be fully staffed again.
Yeah.
But finding therapists right now, I talk to other business owners, and it's not just massage therapists and chiropractors. All businesses are having trouble hiring right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So our new office is it's a little small, a little more personal, which is kind of our style anyway. We spend more time with
Mhm.
people. We don't rush them through. The people who've been to the joint, nothing wrong with the joint, but you're just getting run through over there real quick.
Yeah.
So it's more our style, of smaller office, more personal attention. So
Yeah. I
we
love
like the
that.
smaller office. And our naturopath is in Scottsdale, Dr. Karush. We still refer to him. He's a great doctor. And a lot of the stuff he does complement massage as well. So he was great
Yeah.
to have in the office for a few years.
Oh, that's awesome. I love
Mhm.
it. I'm gonna have to check out more and maybe make an appointment looking for
Yeah.
a chiropractor. Well, Dr. Bryan, I want to be respectful of your time, of course, and I still want to get to my get to know you questions
Oh, yes.
as well. I just want to make sure if there's anything else that we didn't cover, but I'm pretty sure I'm looking at all the notes and I think we covered
No,
everything. And I think this is really,
no.
really helpful
Yeah.
for students to have a great overview of what it's like
Yeah.
working in a chiro office, but
Yeah.
more particularly how to
Mhm.
find or what to look for in an
Yeah.
office to better support how they want to grow
Right.
professionally. So
And
I
I'll let you
appreciate
know
that.
too that I'm always willing to come in and do a lecture for the students, even if we're not hiring. I like
Mhm,
teaching. I teach at ASU when I can. So
mhm.
anytime you guys need a lecture on careers in a chiropractic office, you can always call me for that. I'm happy to do
Okay,
that.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get to know you a little bit more of these hot
Okay.
seat questions. All right, Dr. Brown, which talent or superpower would you most like to have?
I thought about that one. I guess I'd like to fly, be
Yeah.
able to fly.
It's
It'd
the
be
most
cool.
popular answer we
Is
get
it really?
here.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's between flying and teleporting. Either way, we want to be somewhere else.
Okay,
So
I get
some
that. Yeah.
people like the actual act of
Mhm.
flying, and other people are like, no, I
Mhm.
just want to be where I want to be.
To be
So
somewhere.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. If you weren't, so obviously not a massager, but if you weren't in the chiropractor field, what would you most likely be doing?
I always wanted to be a professional bodybuilder, but
Oh, wow.
when I was in law school, I was training really hard in San Diego, and I was working out. There's a Gold's Gym at the time, the Gold's Gym in San Diego, run
Mhm.
by a guy named Rick Peterson, great bodybuilder. But I am not a big person, so I just
Mhm.
beat the hell out of myself, and I could
Oh,
barely walk. My back hurt so bad, my knee
oh
hurt so bad, my
no.
shoulder hurt so bad. So I had the desire, but I didn't get the genetics for that. So
No.
I eventually got fifth place in the Arizona State Bodybuilding Championships in 2001. But
Nice.
after that, I decided I can't do this to my body anymore. So I just
Yeah.
tried to stay in shape, and that's about it. But yeah, I'd love to be Ronnie Coleman, but I didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't get that past life. So
That it's hard work, a lot of dedication in that. It's like it's 24/7
yeah, but
work.
I
So
did one bodybuilding show, and I always thought I would do more. But that was, if you know somebody who's done that, you are starving, you are hungry, you
mhm.
still have to work out with no food in your system. You don't eat
Yeah.
for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
The working out was the easy part. The diet is what killed me. I don't think I
Yeah.
could do it.
Yeah.
But
No,
I get
I
my
see. I
I'm
know some
happy.
people in it. It's like, oh, it's rough. They're like, I'm done with the chicken and broccoli. Like,
Oh,
no
it
more
was the
chicken and
last
broccoli.
2 weeks. My trainer had me eat fish only for 2 weeks.
Oh
Just
gosh.
you're so hungry all the time because the
Yeah.
fish goes right through you. So,
Yeah.
so I
Oh
still work
wow.
out, but I don't think I could do the pre-contest diet again. So,
No,
yeah,
no. Okay. So if money and circumstances weren't issues, where would you most like to live in the world?
that's an easy one. There's a island in Tahiti called Tetiaroa. It's a
Hmm.
private island resort, and you can buy a house there, just live there.
Ooh.
It's beautiful. I would just buy a house and stay there forever. They got a little gym on the property, and it's just a beautiful place. Marlon Brando used to own the island, and he sold it to
Okay.
a resort company. So it's all eco-friendly. They've
Uh-huh.
eliminated mosquitoes from the island and
Oh
rats, and
wow.
it's as solar powered as possible. It's a beautiful place. That's what I would do. I would just hang out there forever.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to Google that after
Yeah,
this call.
Google the Brando Resort in
Okay.
Tahiti. It's beautiful.
Okay, I will. Thanks for that tip. I'll be saving my pennies now.
Yeah,
Um,
we went on our honeymoon, and yeah, it was a beautiful trip, but we had to save up for that one. Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I know. The travel to get there is like, yeah, it's
It wasn't too
astronomical.
bad. It was 8 hours from LA. It wasn't horrible.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
So
if
usually
you
more
rent,
of the cost of that flight is
the
usually
cost
more.
of it was, yeah, it was up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've flown to and from Japan a few times, so
Yeah.
I know about like
Mhm.
long flights. It's not as much. Although
Yeah.
now, as I get older,
Mhm.
sitting for too long, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'll stay near within 3 hours.
Mhm.
Like, oh, um. Okay, so what is your most treasured possession?
I thought about that one too. I would have to say behind me here in my small garage, I have a gym set up.
Okay.
I was jealous. You know who Dwayne Johnson, The Rock,
Yep.
is?
Yeah.
He has a home gym in all of his houses. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful gym. And I don't have the money or the space for that, but I set up a little gym
Mhm.
in my garage with about $40,000 worth of equipment and mirrors
Mhm.
and everything.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite place to be. And I don't get in there
Oh,
that
okay.
much, but once we get fully staffed again, we hope to be in the garage working out much more. So it's a
Well, we're
nice
gonna
little,
get working to get you fully staffed then. You need to be
we
in
would
your happy
appreciate
place. Yeah,
it.
absolutely. And then last but not least, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Oh, I thought about that one too. So many things I didn't know was that when I was 18.
Mhm.
Um, Probably just as a career path. I spent some time in law school.
Mhm.
I spent some time in a lot of schools just doing this and that. I have degrees I don't even use. I would just tell myself to be more focused. Decide what you want to do at 18. And I didn't become a chiropractor until I was 30 because I did school. And it was very interesting and sort of a
Yeah,
very well rounded person. But if
right.
I could have started my career faster, it might have been better. So, and I think I would have been a DO actually, a doctor of osteopathy.
Mhm,
A
mhm.
lot of people don't know much about DOs, but a DO can do everything a chiropractor does and everything a medical doctor can do.
Yep.
And it has a different licensing structure. The insurance companies treat you a little better. So I probably would have been a DO if I could do it over again. But when I was
Okay.
18, I didn't know what a DO was. I had no
Yeah,
idea
a lot of people
what he was.
do.
So I
Yeah.
guess if I was 18, I would tell myself, just get on the DO track and go for it. And I would do it like that. So.
All right, awesome. Well, that's so great. Thank you so much for answering those questions and for taking the time
No problem.
today. And if anyone has further questions, what's a good way to reach out to you, or if they want to find out more about working at your place?
Yeah. Our website, www.brownchiro.com. We have a massage therapy careers page. You can apply right through the website. Just send us your one-page cover letter, your one-page resume. And any questions, you can email me through the website or Olivia, and we'll answer whatever questions you have.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. And thanks everyone for watching and catching us on the Not So live show and for the replay. And you catch us on YouTube and Facebook almost every Friday live. Thank you, Dr. Brown, again. And thanks to Olivia for spearheading of the massage. And hopefully I'll get to meet her sometime and have a little chat with her as well.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Brown. Bye-bye.